Ladies and gentlemen,
Can I please have your attention?
This is an introduction.
Check it out. Let's get started.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
To climax this introduction to a wonderful new world of sound, here in stereo is...
Ozman? Soon it's going to be time to start building out my big Indorado power plant. And to do that, I'm going to need some more mystical agriculture seeds. And mystical agriculture seeds take a lot of inferium to build or to craft. So I'm going to speed up my inferium production here by using an auto farm to help speed things along, or a farming station as Indorado calls it. So I've got some stuff here in this Hermitron. I'm sorry, inferium, I'm going to take your spot. So the first thing is the farming station itself. The farming station will farm an area 7 by 7. So that's why I laid these fields out to be 7 by 7. And you can make it do larger farms, but I don't tend to do that. I think it's fast enough. But if you put in different capacitors, you can increase it to 11 by 11 or even 15 by 15, which produces a huge amount of output. And so the farming station needs power. So we'll just set up a little basic situation here. Here's one of the generators I've had burning earlier. I've got a chest, haven't I? Classic setup. Pop you on there, and we will fill you with blaze rods. And I'm not sure if you saw, but what the farming station does, we watch this one. In a sec, pop, the farming station automatically harvests crops when they're ready. You also need to give it a hoe of some sort, and it can plant. So I've put a hoe in here. I've got some seeds in here. I tested this earlier, which is why there's a bit of inferium in here, because I always test these things before I record. I often test these things before I record them, because it stops me from making silly mistakes. And that's the farming station. So it will sit there automatically gathering my inferium. So I'll grab this inferium. I'll put it on my crafting table. So I've been manually doing this off camera. I've been manually gathering inferium and putting it on the crafting table and crafting it into blocks over here. Oh, no, in here. In preparation for getting more serious about mystical agriculture. That's why I started this early, because it takes a lot of inferium to upgrade the seeds that you need to grow things like redstone plants or sugar, things like that. So there's the most basic setup. So let's keep that ticking away. And at some point soon, we'll upgrade our inferium seeds. Maybe in the morning, we'll upgrade our inferium seeds to level 2. I'll show you how that works. And that'll produce even more inferium. And so we'll get into a bit of a positive feedback loop that way. But for now, sleep. Okay, inferium seeds, as you see here, can be upgraded up to 5 times. Each time it increases the amount of inferium that they drop. So obviously we want to accumulate a lot of inferium, then we need to upgrade our inferium seeds so that we can increase our output without increasing our farm size. So we take an inferium seed and we need to put prudentium essence around the outside. That gives us tier 2 seeds. Now prudentium essence you make by using an infusion crystal and normal inferium. So we need an infusion crystal. This is a permanent infusion crystal. This is a temporary 1,000 use infusion crystal. So what we'll make an infusion crystal, and we'll use it to make enough inferium outputs to make the permanent crystal. Okay. So for that we need an absolute mountain of inferium. So we need some prosperity shards. So it went like this, didn't it? I can remember this. Bingo. Okay, and what we can do with this is we can use it. Let's just get all this beautiful inferium we have here. We can use it. Oh, no, not there. Go into my inventory. to make prudentium. So we put infusion crystal here. We put pork. We put inferium around here, and we get prudentium. Right. So it takes 4 inferium to make 1 prudentium. So I'll now get 64 prudentium. Okay. I can then go, if I want, I can then go like this to make the next level. Again, a 4 prudentium to make 4 intermedium, and as I'm sure you'll guess, 4 intermedium to make 4 superium, and 4 to make 1 supremium. So you saw that's a lot. To make 1 supremium took an awful lot of inferium. Took 64 inferium. Took 4 stacks of 64 inferium to make 1 supremium. And for some of these seeds we're going to need supremium. So that's why we need lots of inferium. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade our inferium seeds. For that we only need prudentium. Sounds like a Harry Potter novel all of a sudden, doesn't it? Prudentium. Okay, so with stack of prudentium, we can put a tier 1 inferium seed in here, and we make a tier 2 inferium seed. Bingo. And the tier 2 inferium seed, unsurprisingly, drops 2 inferium every time you harvest it. So let's get all of our tier 1 inferium seeds. It's one of the problems with haste sometimes. Oh, hang on. Our auto farmer has found some inferium seeds and it's automatically planting them. So let's take all of those. Oof. Didn't expect that. Little lag there. You'll see those every now and then. I think that is the computer paging. I think it's a memory use thing. So you will see those every now and then. It's not your computer, it's mine. And it's not YouTube, it's my computer. Alright. So I don't need all of these, given I got spares grown by the farming station. I need, what? 48 of them. Do I have a... No seeds. Oh, it's saying it's got nothing to farm. You betcha. I know, you will in a sec. So I need 48 of these. Or 47, because I've already made one. $47 of them. Let's make as many as we can. Oh, idiot. Idiot. Okay, I'll make these quickly, very quickly. I'll make my 47. I'll get. Okay, I'll make my 48 tier 2 seeds very quickly off camera, just because you don't need to see me swinging things around in the inventory. Okay, I now have 47 tier 2 inferium seeds. If my maths is correct, that is. Oh, actually, let's try this just for fun. And you'll see that I'm using the actual farming machine to plant them. It has 4 quadrants, obviously, and you can put different crops in each of the 4 quadrants if you want. So you could have potatoes in one corner, wheat, you know, I could have all sorts of things going on here. So there we go. We now have tier 2 seeds. And they'll grow madly, and we'll get 2 inferium for each one. Let's take this. Let's see if we can get an example of that for you. We'll use this to grow one. Farmer collects it. 2. There we go. So we just doubled our inferium output, and we automated its collection. So we will hopefully be rolling in inferium soon. Just in time for bed. The next quality of life improvement I want to make to the base is I want to automate some crafting in the chicken factory so that I can improve the efficiency and storage of the various resource chickens that are going on there. So to do that, we're going to use the Ender.io crafting machine. But first of all, to do that, we're going to need power, and we're going to need distributed power. I'm not going to be allowed to just plonk Stirling generators directly on top of the machines like I have to date. So we're going to need some energy conduits to do that. So let's do two things. Energy conduit. Okay, energy conduit. So we need conductive iron and conduit binder. Okay. We move this here, the crafting grid, we can make 8. Let's make a few more. Isn't this great, this inventory panel? This just pulls the crafting grid. That's probably plenty. It's just pulling it straight from the crafting grid. 4 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 32 energy conduits. Beautiful. Now, what we want to craft, this is where things get even more fun. We want to craft an auto crafter, an Ender.io one. What's that called? Crafter. Okay. So for a crafter, we need a Z logic controller, iron, machine chassis, and crafting stations. That's all fine. So how do we make a Z logic controller? We need the slice and splice. We need a zombie head. Okay. So this is one of the reasons I like having lots of zombie heads. We need solarium, zombie head, redstone, and silicon. Okay. So if I'm going to just cheat here. Helps if you click the right buttons. Crafter, Z logic circuit, solarium, zombie head, silicon, redstone. Solarium. Zombie heads. Redstone. And silicon, wasn't it? Slice and dice? Yep. Recipes. I could have just come here, couldn't I? Anyway, 1, go. 2, go. Let's just make a bunch. 3, 4, 5, 6. It does have a buffer. You'll see it keeps going. Bang. Another one. Bang. And I can stick another one in now. So you can get a little bit ahead of yourself. I'm not even sure how many I've made. Let's have a look. 8. Well, that's probably enough to keep going for the sake of the exercise. Then we need crafting benches. Okay, I'll sleep and I'll make some crafting benches. Boop. I've really got to get this place secure so I can work all night, but that's a big project and I'll do that off camera. Okay. Crafting benches, huh? I don't think I have a spare. No. So I just need some wood. I can spelling. Let's... 7, 8, 8. Iron. I don't have any iron? Oh, okay. It's all in blocks. Wow, we'll soon see about that. I actually added another chest onto this array, so we've got a little bit more storage space. 1, 2, 3. And now you'll notice it pulls from the inventory before it pulls from the storage. So 8. There we go. Let's make 8 crafters. 1, 2, 3. That's plenty. Okay, so we have energy conduit, we have crafters. Let's go show how these work. So I've already built one of my classic little blaze rod chicken energy systems here. blaze rods into here, energy into here. So what we need to do is insert a crafter. This is our iron one, isn't it? So we will break you. We'll stick a crafter here. What we can do is we can get a recipe. So I can go, I want to turn iron ingots into iron blocks. We're going to make you insert. It should start filling with iron ingots, but it doesn't have an output, so it's not going to craft any output blocks yet. So let's make some space, and hopefully we'll see iron ingots appear. Oh, it needs power. I crafted all that conduit and didn't bloody use it. Didn't use it. Alright. So it needs power. So we'll run some power like this. We'll take power out of here. I'll probably change this conduit's layout later. I didn't have done that. Oh well. Oh well. Live and learn. Power conduit's obviously very straightforward. There's no filtering or anything that goes on. Now we have power. So upstairs we should be, hopefully, getting blocks. Why not we getting blocks? Let's journey through this together, ladies and gents. Let's also put some torches down here, so nothing spawns. Imagine if a creeper spawned here now. Why aren't you working? Oh, you are. It's just that your extract is never active. There we go. Now I think I'm going to need to put a filter on here, but iron blocks coming out. So there we go. So now instead of filling with iron ingots, the chest will now fill with blocks, which means that we've increased its storage capacity effectively by 9, because obviously every block is iron ingots. So I can take our iron, stick it down there, and off we go. So that's not too difficult once we've got power. Now this will all get changed by centralized power at some point, but for now we'll just use our blaze rod chickens. Got our crafter, it's pulling plenty of power. Let's just get rid of these ingots and get them turned in as well. Why not? How's that? Cool. So I can obviously add crafters to a lot of and I will add crafters to a lot of these things to create stacks or blocks, or instead of just individual items, so I can make redstone into redstone blocks, etc. I'll do that. I'll fix up all of this mess I made here, and I'll come back to you and show you how it all works. Okay, we're done here. So I've set up all of these crafters. I've left all of the conduit visible at the moment, so you can just see how simple it all is, basically. So in here we've got nuggets into ingots. Here we've got prismarine shards and prismarine crystals into sea lanterns. Here's a double setup. So we go sand into compressed sand, then we go compressed sand into double compressed sand. So this is just feeding straight in here. Redstone to redstone blocks, glowstone to glowstone, and you've seen the iron. So nicely done, you know, very simple, easy way of expending the storage. I may end up doing a double where I go nuggets to ingots, ingots to blocks, but I don't see that as essential yet, because the gold chickens aren't they're hardly churning gold out like mad. Like it's gonna fill pretty slowly. But maybe I could easily do that. You've seen I did that with the sand. Easy. So there you go. Chickens 2.0. Really happening here. So, and an introduction to the energy conduits. And good work, blaze rod chickens. So, I mean, these guys will probably fill this chest up. Plenty of power. Nice. Good work, chickens.